guys, Digital Sticks here, and just want to add some input to the Rift S versus Quest 2 considerations. If you're interested in VR right now and you're considering the Rift S because it's been marked down by $100, first off, you can actually get your hands on it. If it's a Christmas consideration, it's the one headset you can get people, but it's a solid entry-level PCVR headset. If you're motivated to get into PCVR and you just want an enjoyable, solid, simple experience, and you know you're getting in on a budget, so you know it's probably not going to be the absolute best, but you want it to be quality and legit and sensible as a starting point, that's the Rift S. That is not the Quest 2. That is not the original Quest. They are not reliable, sensible, entry-level PCVR headsets. They are mobile devices that have a backdoor to PCVR. No matter how much they've enhanced that, no matter how much better it works, it still remains that compared to PCVR headsets, the Quest and Quest 2 are hassles to use with PCVR. A lot of people are doing it, and some people, but when you're on a budget, you can now get your best resolution through a Quest 2 on a budget. But that still doesn't make it a quality PCVR headset. And if you want a more quality experience, if that matters to you more than just having the spec that everyone else is happy about at the moment, then that's going to be the Rift S. It's just quality. And a case in point is its comfort. It's actually comfortable out of the box. You know why? Because Lenovo designed the head strap. It's the same head strap. The Halo design has been used on many different VR headsets. It's a comfortable design. Lenovo made the headset. Voila. Something with an Oculus brand on it is actually comfortable post CV1, and it's because it's a rebranded Lenovo product, basically. So, and then the CV1 was an actual Oculus product before Facebook turned Oculus into just a brand, and lo and behold, it was actually comfortable too. Everything else Facebook has produced has been uncomfortable. And more than that, they now sell the most expensive accessory for comfort on the market, which is their Elite strap, or not the one with the battery. Anyways, $129 for this piece of plastic. And if you ignore the fact that a lot of people had them break, there's also the other fact that it just simply costs more than the other straps, and it's not even the most effective solution. You can still get your best comfort improvement out of a Quest 2 by getting a 3D printed adapter and using the Vive Deluxe audio strap. So once again, another competitor produced something that works better on Oculus' own products, Facebook's own products. That's important to consider. So if you want to avoid silly stuff like that and just simply have a quality experience, it's understandable that you have a budget and are limited, and really for the best bang for your buck, for just a quality experience that you can adapt to and enjoy and not have to be like obsessed by trying to make it work, is the Rift S. The only thing it doesn't include out of the box that would really be nice if it did would be the higher quality audio. But you can add headphones, of course, and down the road, VR ears from VR Power is coming out. There'll be people that are content enough with the Rift S that adding those headphones, the off-ear speaker design that's similar to the Index, adding those to a Rift S will probably make it a really amazing experience for them. So, because that audio, the proper audio like that enhances VR so much, and that's why I talk about it a lot. It shouldn't be a compromise. Audio is not new. We've had audio technology for how many centuries now? And so that's an element of VR that can be added. It doesn't require a beefy PC to run. You can just simply add quality to your product with a quality audio solution and make VR that much better. And that's so some of the compromises made with the Quest line are just unacceptable. They should be unacceptable because they're not necessary for all the struggle it takes with today's technology to produce a compelling VR experience while trying to keep it affordable. Taking away audio is not achieving that goal. That is actually stepping back from the goal. And why do people step back from that goal? For a sticker price. That's it. But the difference in quality of experience should offset that sticker price if we could get to realistic dialogue here and quit treating VR headsets like sports teams. They're not sports teams. What experiences are quality? That's what we should go for. And a lot of people, you've got two crowds mostly that express this love for the Quest 2. You've got people who've never used a better headset before in their life that know nothing better, so they're wowed by the resolution if it's better than their last headset, or they just know no better. And then you have people that are building a brand for themselves by hyping these products that people get on board with. And more people can get on board with a $300 headset, especially being told that it's the end-all in VR, than they can with a $1,000 index kit that really is the current day end-all in VR. And now, because of a resolution specs difference, people are really latching on to, the index is falling behind, It is still the most quality experience of VR, and minus the people that are now trying to do a hybrid setup with their index accessories to the G2, as a standalone kit, the go-to kit for the majority of people that have a variety of kits to choose from is the index. It's a $1,000 kit. It's understandable people don't want to start there, but if you would want just a solid PCVR experience and you're not wanting to get into any kind of drama or debate, you don't want to be proud of your device, you don't want to be excited about new features, you just simply want it to work and be a quality experience, then the Rift S is truly your best value of getting into VR right now, especially being able to get one brand new for $299. It would be worth considering used for $299, and now getting one brand new for $299 is an absolute good deal, and you got to grab it while it lasts. And then another thing to keep in mind is, while there likely won't be anything exciting coming to the Rift S in terms of updates or anything like that, Oculus really kind of stepchilded the Rift S the whole time. I think it's rather obvious that Oculus production capacity was limited, and I think it's pretty clear that the Rift S was a project with Lenovo that kept them in the PC VR market while they put their attention on producing the Quest. You've never seen Oculus as a company produce more than one headset at a time. They killed off the CV1 to produce the Quest, and the Rift S is basically the stopgap. So the Rift S is a Lenovo headset that has been equipped with Oculus tracking and set to run on Oculus software. But the design elements of it, comfort-wise and everything else, that's really Lenovo's part to that headset. So that's a solid headset in that regard. The Quest, the original Quest, you could tell it was the most obvious successor to the CV1 with many of the same design elements. And so that's the existing production capacity was shifted to the Quest, the original Quest. And then now they've refined things, and they've gotten away from the fabric covers, and they scaled back, so they've made it, the Quest 2 is now even easier to produce than the original Quest was. And who knows, now they probably don't even do it strictly in-house. Now they can possibly spread it out because it's more common, cheaper plastics. It'd be real easy to bring in some kind of third-party mass manufacturer of the Quest 2. I don't have any inside scoops on that, but now it's a device that could clearly just it's more common design characteristics. Definitely anyone that produces a smartphone could convert their capacity to make Quest 2s if they were inclined to do so. So that's part of the direction shift there. But so just keep that in mind. Like the Rift S is a vastly different experience, but it's actually a different headset, like entirely. Like it's not just a Facebook headset. It was actually, the Lenovo brand is on it. It's not even a hidden fact that it's a Lenovo headset. And that adds value to it, especially all things considered. That's why it's actually comfortable out of the box. And but it has the best inside-out tracking you can get, which is Oculus inside-out tracking, and it has a 5th camera up top. So you even lose this dead zone up here that is on the Quest and on the Reverb G2. Well worth considering. And another thing with that is the excitement and buzz that goes around the Quest and the Quest 2. Now there won't be so much for the original Quest, but on the Quest 2 still, a large percentage of that excitement is Oculus fixing stuff that shouldn't have been broken on a release product to begin with. I mean, like they hold back. They're not at launch. They can't make it run 90 hertz, and then they're adding functionality, and then people are excited when it's added. They did something else that corrected something that was affecting latency, and so now it was like, ooh, it's an upgrade. It's not an upgrade. It's a patch. It's a fix. And so there's a spin machine, and everything that Oculus fixes is spun as an upgrade. So, oh, it's such an exciting product, And then, of course, the hand tracking, people got all excited about it, and it's still not a very useful feature on the original, on the Quest line. They got to start somewhere, but at the same point, they got to start somewhere, but that's not helping you on PCVR. And when I used my Quest recently, just to kind of put it through those paces, I found the VR experience on the original Quest with Link, once I made it tolerable, was good and compelling. And while I was jumping through a lot of hoops, I still enjoyed my VR. And so, yes, I would be happier to have a Quest than no VR at all. But the hassles I was having to put up with are not even necessary. They're not necessary for the VR experience. They were only necessary because of the backdoor PCVR support of a mobile headset. So, including having the play space completely disappear while I just simply jumped out to use the restroom or whatever. And so I had to redraw the play spaces. Well, that may not seem like a big deal, but it's an unnecessary hassle. I didn't like having to repeat it even a couple times. But had I gone through the trouble of using that Quest with the hybrid setup, and I had the trackers all calibrated and everything, having to redraw the play space means having to recalibrate Space Calibrator too. So it adds even more to it. And it's just, you can avoid all of those unnecessary hassles with a Rift S, which is designed to be a PCVR headset out of the box. And then I'll add with this, you only need one entry-level PCVR device. The Rift S is a very fine entry-level PCVR device. You should be able to be content with it and enjoy it plenty long enough to upgrade to the device of your choice in the future. Off of current offerings, I'd strongly suggest that's the Index, and there's nothing else worth upgrading to from anything. If you've got resolution of an original Quest or better on your PCVR headset, there's no reason to upgrade to anything short of an Index, or depending on how long it takes you to have the ability to afford that, then hopefully something better comes along on a budget. I understand people not wanting to spend $1,000, but the VR experience that they're chasing currently costs $1,000. They just don't know it or won't admit it to themselves yet, but that's the truth. And now it's, the resolution on the Quest 2 has improved enough that people can further convolute the issue and the differences. But let me assure you that the Index kit has resolution that's great and more than fine for what it is. It runs well from on PCVR potatoes all the way up to it can still offer more than a 3090 can have it put out, especially in terms of refresh rate and all of that. So once you reach a certain point, like if you can max out the Index resolution and you're super sampled a few times, then you can take your experience further by adding to that higher frame rates than you can just simply having that resolution be further at the same low refresh rate. So there are still a lot of headroom and a lot of quality and a lot of premium still left in an Index kit is all I'm saying. Hopefully there's another option. The only thing on the table in discussions that's going to be a viable that has the potential to be a viable budget solid PCVR option is the Decagear headset, and that's been announced by a company with no track record. And then we also see that everyone else other than Oculus has failed at inside-out tracking, so we really have to wait and see how that works out. But the features they're chasing and they're talking about offering are going to be fantastic, and if their tracking scheme actually works, then that would be probably a must-have. That would be a very solid recommend at its price point. At that point, then truly the differences between that and an Index are likely a matter of enthusiasts or whatever, and even enthusiasts may want that headset. I mean, it's going to include a hip tracker, so that's going to change the way you look around in VR. So, and then, from there it'll probably still work with hybrid setups, and they've already collaborated with SteamVR for SteamVR support and all of that. So, the Decagear really looks kind of compelling. That could be a real game changer if they pull it off, but that if they pull it off is really huge. Regardless of whether they pull that off or not, or whether the Index still remains the next solid upgrade option, in the meantime, the Rift S is going to be a solid standalone PCVR headset, largely hassle-free. You will have to create a Facebook account or log in using one, but you don't have to have the Oculus app on your phone to use a Rift S or to set it up. I don't think you should need it to set it up. You definitely don't have to have it to run, so you don't have to run Link. If there's a hiccup with your, there won't be a hiccup with Link that then causes you to have to completely restart SteamVR. So there's a lot of reasons to use a true PCVR headset, and that is one of them. The SteamVR, if Oculus Link crashes for any reason, Oculus software itself may be able to jump you back to where you were when you reconnect. SteamVR can't. It doesn't natively. They offer support for Oculus products, but Oculus handles the back end. All SteamVR knows is the headset was lost, and it requires a restart before you can resume. I struggled with that a lot with the Quest with Link, and your best value and your best way to invest in PCVR titles is if it's available in SteamVR to buy it from SteamVR. And the reason is because then you are free to use any headset, present or future, that's going to come out, because Valve has consistently supported every headset they possibly could to make themselves available as a PCVR store. So that's just a smarter place to buy your products, and a lot of them use overlays and different features that are only possible through SteamVR, not possible through Oculus standalone. So having a PCVR device that, if it has a hiccup, forces you to restart SteamVR is a major downside. And different things will do it. So anyways, it was more than once it was a problem for me while using the Quest with Link for a full day, is my point. With a true PCVR headset, you do not have that struggle. You're dedicated to play space. The next thing you can get is the cable suspension system. That'll work really well for you. And it's really close to wireless at that point. It's not dead on, but it makes, I can say for myself, wireless has been a mute point for most of my VR experience. I would not want to compromise the overall quality of the experience just to have wireless, which the vast majority of the time, it's not even on my mind that I wish I was wireless. I feel wireless. I mean, right now, cable suspension system, I don't feel the cable behind me. My hands are not wired. And, of course, I'm just standing in place doing this. Oh, I bumped into the cable. It brushed my head. Oh, my immersion is toast. It's not that immersion breaking. And these are the same people that tell you that comfort's not an issue and a lack of quality audio is not an issue. And who needs full body trackers? And so all these other things that we tout for quality headsets because they make VR more immersive are supposedly not important, but then suddenly you bump into a cable, and that's too much immersion breaking. It's not. There's a whole agenda here driven. It's kind of dramatic, kind of. It's just agenda. Is probably too strong of a word, but it's. What's the word? propaganda is not the right word either. It's I mean, I say hype a lot. I guess it's that, but it's it's a hype. It's kind of a manufactured buzz basically, and the talking points shift and change by whatever means necessary to maintain that buzz. If you want to skip all of that silliness and have a good quality PCVR headset that's a solid recommend, then that's going to be the Rift S. Now, closer to its original launch versus the original Rift could be around and whatever. It was a little, it's where the trade-offs between the two created hesitation. I mean, I was never excited about the Rift S until the alternatives diminished to the point that now the Rift S is truly the PCVR headset I would recommend out of all the budget headsets available. So getting it for $299 is that much better. Again, I know I'm countering other people's perspectives on this quite a bit, but I'm not on the hype train for the Quest 2. I like PCVR, and I think that's where the quality experiences that I enjoy, that when people want my advice, that's where I'm directing them to. Not that I judge anybody that doesn't have a PCVR, but you've got one choice. You've got the Quest line for you, and so that's settled. The rest of the discussion is about PCVR and what to get, and so that's why I'm not excited about the Quest 2 versus actual true PCVR headsets. So anyways, I'm Digital Sticks, and I'm out, and thank you.